All right, hey everybody, TG here. Let's see, I got to get my audio down. I'm hearing some feedback here. All right, now we should be good to go. How's everyone doing out there? So good to see you. Happy Wednesday. I guess there's going to be some Fed minutes that come out today, and I'm seeing some interesting things. Yeah, they're definitely a bit choppy. It's been that way for a few days. I'm really kind of feeling like the market doesn't want to be up here this much higher. But SMH keeps going up. We got NVIDIA after the close today. I think everybody was looking at that. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're kind of topping out a little bit. I think we are definitely due for a pullback. And I've been looking at for it for a few days and it just has not shown up. So we haven't done anything on the short side. But let me kind of show you what I see out there. And just remember, for those of you out there on the interwebs, if you like what I'm talking about, if you like the Moxie indicator, come on over to simplertrading.com. We would love to see you over here. And I know we've gotten some new people in the Moxie room, and it's always great when they say, hey, new trader here, new to the room, and we welcome them. So good to see you guys in there. All right, so S&P. I mean, this thing just keeps crawling up. The two things I'll kind of point out here, and we can see here on the hourly chart that price has actually been holding the hourly 21 very well. Right there, right there, right there. Even yesterday, it's still just clinging on to it. I mean, it's pretty amazing. But I'm leaning towards one of these days that's gonna break. Sounds like one of those these boots are made for walking. If you guys know that song. So yeah, I'm just kind of looking at this and like, all right, it's bullish until something changes, and I just feel like we're getting awfully close to that changing. Um, yeah. So, it's also, as far as that goes, we're still very bullish, definitely a bullish market. I mean, it's hard to argue with new highs, but, at some point this is going to come up here. We're probably going to get a dip and then, hopefully we keep going up like that. But this is getting a little bit long in the tooth, I would say, and getting a little bit cautious up here. So we've been cashing in a couple things. We've had some really good trades and seen a few more that are about to set up. And gosh, they're just looking really, really good, really good. In fact, let me show you this. I'll tell you this. There is one of the positions that we have right now keeps reminding me of CART. So right here, it was we had earnings, and then look at the volume that came in here, stayed nice and contained, and then exploded like that. And right here, that was a trampoline move. You guys see that? Price below the 50, Moxie indicator above zero. That's a trampoline move. So we are in another position that is looking just like this, and yeah, pretty excited about it. So that's something I'll be seeing there. And then also maybe it has something to do with the Fed minutes today, but I've been noticing that the UVIX is up today. So isn't the market up? Market's up. UVIX is up. Right? It's one of those things that makes you kind of just scratch your head and be like, why is it up? Why is it up on a market up day? And we've been seeing this thing kind of build, but there's been no trigger. There's really just been nothing. I mean, look at this thing. Even on the 15-minute time frame, this thing has been in an absolute free fall, which is great. That's what we want. That's going to definitely help keep the market up. And I don't want to be looking into this too much, but one of these days, this thing is going to pop up a little bit. It's not going to mean like the end of the world or anything else like that. Nothing huge. It just means that there's probably going to be some sort of pop. It's got some pressure, I think, that's building. And I think that with the whole, okay, we're looking for a pullback, we might be seeing something kind of develop in through here. So just kind of be aware of that. I don't think I'll trade it. There's just not enough things to do here. This market's looking pretty strong. I'm just kind of saying, still looking for that pullback, would like to really see that. And if we look at the VIX, kind of look at this thing, I mean, what do they say? VIX low, look out below. And so we are coming down here, right here to, basically the previous low. And not that started anything, but it did reverse right there. Let's see, what date was that? Let's see, about 12/13. Yeah, 12/13. Let's go to the SPY and see what that looked like on that day. Let's see, 12, right around there. Okay. Well, 12/13, there we go. Yep, right there. Huh. Yep, so there you go. There you see it. So that was kind of this upper area. It took a few days, but look what happened. There's your pullback. Kind of feels the same way here, doesn't it? That's what I would say. Hey, yeah, Cashbot, are you pilot too? High to low, look out below. Nice. I love it. So what do you do? Are you commercial? You're just private pilot, do it for fun? What do you fly? Okay, yeah, GA. Yeah, you and me both. What's your wings of choice? But yeah, I'm just kind of looking at the market. That kind of feels the same, and that kind of feels the same in through there. And if we don't, I'll tell you this: if we don't actually take a dip, then the best case is that we flag sideways like that. But still, we need to actually go sideways like that. We need to come in a little bit more. Do you guys see how this is extended? It's elevated. You can just see like it's just up there. It's just up there. And so we need to come in a little bit. And even if that coming in a little bit is into the 8, okay. But I don't know. I'm wondering if there's going to be a little bit something like that. Well, we'll have to see how forceful of a pullback there might be. Again, kind of been, like you could start sensing these things, kind of start picking up on them, but they can definitely last for a lot longer than we thought. That's happening to me. It's definitely happening a lot longer. I think it's pushing up longer than I thought. But we got that FOMC minutes today, and then we have Nvidia at the end of today, so the market might be hanging on to that. Terry, yes, actually, I was wondering if somebody was going to mention that. And Terry, I know I put out a lot of posts and stuff. I do a lot of education in the Moxie trading room, but this is one of those things that I did post about. I think it was last week, and I said, hey, just be aware, we do have. And I didn't really call it an inverse trampoline move because I don't, the market is clearly bullish. It's making new highs. But what I did say is we need to be aware that price is over the daily 50 and the Moxie indicator is below 0. And I said, not that that says, okay, short it or don't go long or something, but what it is going to say is that this is kind of like the tail wagging the dog and it's got to play catch up. Okay. So what I'm saying is at some point, typically what I see is there's going to be a pullback. And as that price pulls back, we're going to still see the Moxie indicator cross over. And then we start to move up and we should get a Moxie price trigger somewhere right there, hopefully around the pullback. Okay, that's what I think is going to be happening. And that is going to set up a really good trade. Because if we get a daily Moxie price trigger in a pullback, oh man, yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a great one. Let me, gosh, I wish I could see if I could just find, it's been a while since we've had kind of something like that. Here you go. Here, right there. I know it's I know it's all the way back to 2020, but basically right there. You see here how price got over the daily 50. You see how the Moxie indicator was below 0. Don't want to go short or anything. Of course, we know what that market was doing back then, but look what it did. There's your pullback. There's your Moxie price trigger. That's what I'm talking about. And you see how the Moxie indicator was uninterrupted the whole time? Green, 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 green. And so that meant that pullback was like a great buy. So I'm leaning towards that. Of course, I don't want to be predicting the future too much, but I do think that something like that, we need to see a test. So Terry, I think you're exactly right. What I'm looking for is some sort of pullback test of support confirmation, and that should hopefully set off the next that next move, next round. You can kind of see it. I think it was right about here. This is to a lesser degree because this you could chalk this up to more of a flag, but we did get the Moxie indicator below 0. And then you can see right here, it did test the daily 50, and then there's your Moxie price trigger, and that took off again. Okay, so I'm kind of looking for like something like that. It is getting a little bit challenging for even here. It's getting a little bit challenging for me to think that the market's just going to keep going up and up and up when we're up here. I mean, look at this. This is very similar to what we're dealing with right now. Just kind of extended, all that kind of stuff. And look there, there's a pullback to the 21. And then look, it did actually need to go a little bit further to the daily 50. So I'm just saying that something feels like it's going to be happening. Okay, we'll just have to kind of wait and see when that is. And maybe it's going to be, maybe it's Nvidia, maybe it's buy the rumor, sell the news. I don't know. And maybe it's FOMC minutes are going to grease the wheels. But I'm looking at the UVXI and being like, so it's up today. That's interesting. But yeah, and then if we look at the SMH, let me come over here to the lower time frames. Pretty strong. The SMH is the one that is actually leading the way today, along with the NASDAQ. And maybe it's NVIDIA, the thing is kind of pushing up. So that's the thing. This is not really pulled back or shown any weakness yet. I mean, it's still going. The only thing I could say is it is kind of bumping up against that resistance, and we are right here at a double top. If I could draw a straight line, just imagine that's a nice double top right in through there. So yeah, I think everything's looking good. Just, hey, be prepared if there is a deeper, say, multi-day pullback, 2, maybe 3 days, something kind of help refresh things, just kind of be prepared for that situation. And then we got the NASDAQ up today. Yeah, still just kind of pushing. I mean, this is impressive. This is really impressive that we've gone from the lower third ATR to the upper third ATR. And typically, when I see that happen, the market needs to rest a little bit. Of course, it's pushing for 4 or 5 days, but typically low to high, it's going to have to take a breather. So yeah, we're seeing that. And then, gosh, other than that, some of the other things I'm seeing well, actually, I'll show you this. We took off our second piece, so we are now out of this trade, CELH. This was a good one. This was really, really good. Very clean. I like to wait after earnings, and so I miss a few points, but you never really want to be the first in. You don't want to be the last out, and so right here was the this is why I like to avoid earnings, because you just never know what's going to happen. And I could have been a day earlier, but boy, look at this thing. We caught it as soon as we could on that way up. And then a nice takeoff right there. So I think that was about 15% total that we got on this one. Yeah, about 15%. So nice, quick, easy, very easy trade. And it just kept pushing, pushing, pushing. But I'm looking at this and same situation. It looks very, very extended up through here and just a double top. That is going to be a natural place of resistance. Just expect that people, anybody who bought CELH up here, they're like, oh my god, thanks, I got my money back, and they're going to be selling. Like, I promise I'll never do that again, and I'll never buy the top again. And then they will. So I think that's going to happen. But if we can get another pullback, maybe we go again. So it's just wash, rinse, repeat, and hop out of these kind of things. So CELH was a good one. Another one, Reddit. I like this one. I mean, huge name, right? Reddit, everybody knows about Reddit. Big, big stuff. And so I really wanted to be a part of this. I wish I had been a little bit sooner on this. But again, we had kind of earnings coming up. I was like, I don't want to deal with it. And so, you know what? I just waited till after earnings, and we still found a perfect spot. You can see right here, nice pullback into support, and then it went up a little bit. And it actually looks like a smaller move, but it was bigger. We went up here, look at 22% on that one. And we took half off, so we cashed in some profits. Now it's a free trade. And again, look where it went. Double top. So just like CELH, kind of run into that double top. And so far, it's doing a pretty good job of basically just flagging. It could go down a little bit further. I'm going to be okay with that. And we're just going to be hanging on to that second piece. Hopefully, it doesn't go too low. And we'll just see what this thing does about maybe kind of fading into here. And then we'll see if it can start to go up again. So just holding on to that last little piece on this, and looking for places to add more. So yeah, very, very, very happy about that one. And then, yeah, other than that, we've been hearing, oh, well, how about Ethereum and the cryptos? Yeah, Uni, right? So we are in CLSK. We've got a full load on that one. And you see stuff like this with Ethereum. I heard that they got some good approval or talks of approval from the SEC. Wow. Yeah, really wow. Very, very nice move and very clean. Look at this again, right into the 15-minute time frame. Very clean Moxie indicator above zero. And if you guys don't have the Moxie indicator out here, this is what I'm telling you. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but the indicators will help you. And as long as you can see the trade setup, they will help you. And then it's just a matter of letting the cards fall where they may. But what you can see is, look, we have price lower. You got the Moxie indicator higher. There's your divergence. Okay, now you're starting to see some setups in through here. And then look where this thing came from. Price below the 50, but the Moxie indicator stayed above zero. That is what I call a trampoline move. And that is a high compression, high oomph kind of setup. That's why I call it a trampoline, is because basically you jump on this, you stretch those springs, and then they shoot you up like that. And it's a trampoline. So basically, you can think of the 50 as the actual trampoline, and the Moxie is the spring. The fact that it's staying above zero, even though price is below the 50. So think about this: you're coming down, 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 down. The Moxie indicator is like, nope, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to keep holding you up, and then when you're ready to go, we're going to boom, slingshot you up there. and that's just a beautiful setup. Like, look at that thing. So yeah, it had news, but the setup was totally there. So we've been trading in a few things in the crypto space, and yeah, Uni, so CLSK, yeah, very nice. Look at that thing. Ooh, lovely, lovely. And once again, look at that. There's your Moxie price trigger, right on cue, right on cue. Love it, love it. So, and then Uni, you guys remember those of you who are in the Moxie room right now, because I know I'm dual broadcasting. We're on X, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, but in the Moxie room, what I tell you guys about this yesterday, and I posted this morning, right there, 15-minute time frame. So Uni, I hope we were both right. Yes, there was some resistance at that trend line, but also it held support and it popped up. So I hope you got yours. Yeah, very nice on that. And then where's it going to go? I get people asking me all the time. Honestly, I don't know. I think this is going to be a big one. I think this is going to be a big one. Look at just, oof, look at that weekly chart right there. Look at that weekly. Nice flag. Looking really good. Breaking that. That's a great candle right there. Obviously a huge amount of volume in through this thing, and we've seen a lot of these other ones. Irene, I think this thing's I wish I caught that one, but had earnings in the way, but that's okay. Irene looking good. I mean, even from down here to here, look at that 52%. Yeah, look at the volume. Look at that volume. Now, they're not all winners. You guys know I used to like Hive. I thought Hive, obviously look at that. Hive used to be pretty good, but now it's just nothing. It's a shadow of its former self. So Hive, no good. Hut, this was another one. Used to be good. Look at that. And nothing. So there are some real winners and some real losers out there in the space. So just make sure you guys are picking the right ones. Not all of them are created equal, and some of them are definitely doing better than others. So make sure you're on the right side and in some good stuff. Okay. So, gosh, I think I'll just kind of wrap it up there. We're having a good day. Remember, we've got some news with the FOMC today, and we have NVIDIA after earnings. In fact, let's go that NVIDIA, take a look at it. I can't really say anything about this because who knows? When you got an event like this where it's earnings, anything can go. I think a lot of people are looking at this. They're probably hanging their hats on some big stuff, and I don't even know. Of course, it seems like it should be going up. It is right here at a double top. Yes, it's in an uptrend. Everything says bullish. Everything looks good, I will say, from a chart perspective, but you just never know. You just never know. Maybe it's what everybody thought, and then they're going to sell into it. Maybe. Or maybe it is great and it pops higher. Who knows? So place your bets, do whatever you want to do with it. I like to trade after earnings. We'll see. But it's been a good setup. You can even see there's your Moxie price trigger, riding the moving averages right there. It has been really good. But I like to avoid earnings. It's not my cup of tea. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you at the next one next week for Facebook, YouTube, X, social medias, all that kind of stuff. And then for those of you in the Moxie room, and then anybody else out there, I'm going to be doing a recap of the cannabis stocks, 10 o'clock my time, 12 o'clock Central. And so if you guys want to check it again, we're going to be out on the social medias, and we'll be putting that one out there also. So we'll see if they're kind of looking alive or not. All right, guys, thanks again, and we'll see you in a little bit. Take care.